welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I am super casual. It has been a long day. I had like my homeschool co-op, which is I help teach outside of the house with a bunch of other homeschooling families. I had that today. It's been raining so much lately, and I was just like, I'm over it. I'm putting on a baseball cap. I'm putting on the flannel. I'm going to be warm. I'm going to be comfortable. And so that's what you get today. I'm a little bit behind because last month, the end of the month was, it was a little rough. So things got pushed back a day. By the mid-month, I will be back on my normal schedule. So, you know, bear with me for that. But I do have my palettes for you, at least 2 of them. This first one is for the PANtastic Ladies Facebook group. Their theme was Kicking It Old School, which is something that Dan and I came up with. It's basically just an older palette. It doesn't have to be like your oldest, it's just an older palette. So this is actually the oldest one I own, is the Coastal Scents 88 palette, the original 88 palette. Most of you know Coastal Scents is no more. It was one of those pandemic shutdowns. It was like early in the pandemic or right before it. I don't know. It was, yeah, it went pretty quick. I have a feeling they were on their way out already, and I think that just kind of sealed the deal there. So I still have tons of Coastal Scents stuff, and I'm working through it. And I still like most of the stuff that I own from them, but it is getting older. And I am attempting to finish this entire palette, which, as most of you know, it's almost all blues and greens. I have a black in there and one that's kind of like a blurple. It's going to be bluish purple. And it's been interesting. Notice I'm not wearing any of those shades today. I do not have anything from this palette on my face today because I wanted to go with something very neutral to teach today. And yeah, blues and greens and purples, that wasn't it. Neither was black. But it is a very exciting update because I finally have my first empty pan. I'm so excited. I have 2 pans and I have 1 eyeshadow that is finished. I'm very, very excited. So let's get the one that I have finished out of the way. It's A6, which is this one right here. It is one that I had already hit pan on, and I will tell you, I frankened it. I frankened it into something that I could use as a contour, and that is how I used it up. It is done, and I've got plenty more almost identical to it right in this area right here. We're going to keep working on it, but I'm very happy to say I have my first eyeshadow finished. It's my first eyeshadow in the year that I have finished, which is weird because it is now May, and I've only finished 1 eyeshadow, and it was one of these. It blows my mind. But again, I'm not trying to finish most eyeshadows this year. This palette, yes, but everything else, for the most part, I'm just trying to hit pan on it this year. So very happy to have that shade done. It was a light blue. It kind of bordered on teal, but it was closer to a light blue. Definitely not my favorite, but she gone. So now I can work on some other stuff. I have a feeling some more stuff is going to get frankened, but I'm trying to hit pan on things before I franken them, and then I'm going to have at it. I hit 2 new pans, and they happen to be right next to each other. We have F4 and F5. So this light blue teal thing here, and then this kind of like a slightly darker army green. Kind of matches my hat today. And I'm very happy that I hit pan on those. I should have overlays of those pans as well as my empty one. And I'm noticing that my white balance keeps going off, and I think it's the color of my hat with the lighting and everything is just throwing everything off. So I am going to have, like I said, the overlays of those, but everything else, I do have a little bit of usage, but no other pans yet. So 1 finished, 2 pans. I'm very excited about that. This light blue is probably going to be frankened as well as this one because they do have pan already. This green, I really like this shade a whole lot, so I am not frankening that. I'm going to just continue to use it throughout the year and enjoy it immensely because I love my greens, especially like those grungier kind of greens. That's like right up my alley. It's my jam. All right, so that is my first Pan palette. I do have a second one because I have joined in the Better Together that Paula created, and it's basically you work on 2 palettes that complement each other because they work better together. So I have this as my pan that palette for the PANtastic Ladies, and I decided to pick a palette to work on that works with it. And it is the very worn out Essence Dancing Green. It is 6 pans. I am only trying to hit pan on each of these shades, and they definitely complement the greens in this palette, especially the grungier greens, as you can see right here. Once I hit pan and everything in here, I'm going to roll it out. I'm going to roll something else in that's going to work in conjunction with this palette. So, as of the last update, I had 1 pan down here, and that is the shade Only 17. I've hit 2 new pans. This one, which is called Rock Music. Hopefully you can see it up there. I will have a picture of it. So I am very happy about that. And this shade is You Can Dance. And I definitely have pan in that one. It is a kind of satin color, and I will sometimes use that as an inner corner highlight. I've used it as a brow bone highlight. I've used it all over my lids. It's just a really easy shade to use. So I'm going to keep working on it. I only have 1 more shimmer without pan, so that is this one right here. That is probably going to be the next one that I have with pan. This khaki green it's going to take a while, but it's not going to take nearly as long as this dark green right here. That one's going to be in here for the long haul, and that is because I do have some dark greens within this Coastal Scents 88 palette, especially this guy right down here. It's not exactly the same tonally, but I would use them in a similar fashion. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. But I'm very happy. Between the two palettes, I've hit 4 pans in this past month, and then the 1 empty in here. So very exciting update for me. I hope it was exciting for you as well. I'm just going to keep plugging along at everything and see if I can't hit some more pans. I am going to predict that I can hit pan in this shimmer here. My puppy's acting crazy over here. Try to hit pan in this shimmer right here for the Essence palette. And I really need to set some goals for this 88 palette. I would love to hit pan in this shade right here. It's kind of like a blue-gray. I don't even know how to explain that. It's kind of interesting. And then there's a slightly lighter, what I would call like an army green right there. It's those two have the pan on, or not pan, like dips on them. So those are probably going to be the two that I'm going to focus on. Hopefully you can see that. This looks really blue on my hand, and it does translate blue on my eyes, but it definitely has some like, grungy gray undertones, so I can put that with grays, and it actually, like, I feel okay with it, and I feel like I can probably focus on that one and use that shade as it is until it is done. Unless I've frankened and used up everything else. And that is one of the last ones standing, but I feel like that's one that I can probably use as is, much like this green shade right here. So those 3 are going to be my focus, 1 in this palette and 2 in this palette. There's going to be like lists of people down below, spreadsheets for the people that are doing the PANtastic Ladies version. There's going to be a list of the ones that are doing the Better Together version, at least the ones that I'm aware of. I think I got it off of, I might have gotten that list off of Paula's intro video because she put hers up before I put mine up. I'm pretty sure she did. And, you know, so I just kind of copied and pasted that just because, you know, don't need to reinvent the wheel. If she's got the whole list there, I'm just going to copy and paste it because it makes my life easier. If you want to join in either one of these pan palettes, by all means, jump on in, have some fun, use your stuff, pan it, have a good time. I am going to wrap this up because my kids are still awake. They're watching, I think, Ready Player One tonight, so, you know, I'm going to have to start getting them ready for bed because it is getting late, and I got some stuff to get done. All right, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.